not going to want to miss this movie. Yeah, you're not going to want to miss this movie.
Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand him a little crypto check, right? We'll hand him a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
The Defense Department budget is a very big budget, okay? It's $1 trillion a year, DoD, Intel, it's $1 trillion. And interest payments on the national debt just exceeded the Defense Department budget. They're over $1 trillion a year.
Thank you very much. Wow. Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is
going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction.
It was absolutely lousy. You know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto pumping, stocks pumping, everything's pumping. And we know it's nothing but the algorithm. And we have Trump's victory. And yes, starting in 2025 is going to get crazy. The movies are about to hit the climax. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And I told you that Kamala was a prophecy sign. And I'm going to be reopening the store. And then also, guys, my book will be out soon. And everybody keep asking me, is this a pump and dump? And yes, of course, guys, we have the pump here. We will pull back, especially in the stock market. But in cryptos, guys, we know we pump around this time anyway. They need Bitcoin as collateral on the 5th. But we also have options on Friday. And then when it comes to the stock market, we know on the 3rd Friday, we have options. Make sure you're looking at your calendars. So yes, this is definitely going to be a pump and dump, selling the news. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And I'm going to get into that more later. Now we have yield rates also pumping, and we have the dollar pumping. So we know none of this makes any sense. But of course, we have the Trump victory. Right now, if the dollar is pumping, who's hurting? The emerging markets. And that trade war and that currency war is about to happen. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have volume and crypto pumping. And then we have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at 144 billion. And I definitely see that coming down a little now, just because we received this big pump. And now we see why the algorithm dumped us almost $1 trillion, because the only thing it's doing is putting back what they took. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now make sure you're pulling that repo on a daily basis during the week. And again, guys, we have Jerome in the house tomorrow, which is a very, very important decision. He told us he's going to be cutting 25 basis points. And looking at inflation and then also job numbers, I think he's going to stick with that 25 basis point cut. Now, will Trump do anything about the Fed? No, he's not, guys. We know the President of the United States works for the banks. And anyway, this whole economy is going to blockchain. That means these central banks are going to become invisible. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the drums are about to get louder. And remember, the drums are no longer going to be physical. We have all this technology, the robots, algorithms, and drones, cyber attacks, weather wars, the Birdman, the C word. And we know the banks fund both sides for their agenda. And that's this new digital economy. The blockchain, these digital assets are going to be running this whole economy without a human involved. And Trump kept talking about cutting the deficit with Elon. Trump keeps talking about these tariffs he's going to put on. So he's building up, the drums are beating. He's letting you know what's about to happen. And Ray Dalio has been speaking about this for decades. The two are about to collide. Anthony Sutton told us about this before Ray Dalio. China versus the U.S. And we see the BRICS nations rising and America to Babylon falling. And Trump also told us a long time ago when he was president that we were going to a level playing field. And that's exactly what's about to happen because the dollar is about to lose that world reserve currency title. And it's going to be the rise of the BRICS nations led by China with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs right now, of course, are up pumping new 52-week high. And we have BlackRock spot ETF hits 1 billion in volume in just 20 minutes. And again, guys, we know these algorithms, Aladdin is undefeated. That's how BlackRock took over the world through an algorithm, running simulations. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have will Donald Trump fire Gary Gensler? And yes, we know Gary Gensler's term is until 2026, but he's definitely going to be out before then because he's going to get to ride off in the sun with his money. And the same thing goes with Janet Yellen. She's going to be able to ride off in the sun. Remember, they were the two chess pieces. I told you that when they got into office, their job was to kick the regulation can down the road, make crypto the enemy. They did what they were supposed to do. Now crypto is about to take over, but it's still going to be used as an excuse on why fiat is dying. We know the Fed and these central banks are not going to take the blame. They never say, I took your money. And I would not be surprised if Steve Mnuchin makes his way back into the Trump's cabinet. We know he's the best producer of all times. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, we have Chainlink, Swift, and UBS Asset Management completes a pilot to extract cash from tokenized funds. And again, guys, this pilot was a part of Project Guardian in Singapore. And we know Chainlink gives Swift the all-seeing eye. Well, they'll be able to know you better than you know yourself. Remember, guys, your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. And if you notice, guys, it's been a long time since I told you to educate people. No, you need to get yourself prepared, and whatever you can do for the family is not listening, then do it. But you definitely need to get yourselves prepared because we are about to be on a wild ride. And those who are in my Patreon understand. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.